Good morning. Um, Good morning. Today's lead story is about the Supreme Court, which has made an interesting ruling, pretty sad ruling, actually. It said that the Trump administration's ban on transgender troops can proceed while it's being challenged in courts. This was the kind of first day of Trump's administration. He ruled that transgender troops in the military could no longer serve. That was a kind of flip on Biden's ruling that trans troops could serve openly. There are about 4,200 trans troops serving currently in the US military, which is about 0.2% of our military. The evidence shows that they, over the course of their careers fighting for us, have done nothing to deteriorate unit cohesion or military effectiveness. But this isn't really about that. This is a Trump administration culture war play, which of course is going to ruin 4,200 people's lives and countless others. Since he took office and before, Trump has kind of really gone crazy on anti-trans stuff. He knows it's a wedge issue and it fires up some of the more rabid members of his base. Personally, I feel that if somebody is willing to take a bullet for America, I don't really care what their pronouns are. But, I'm a liberal. I live in New York City. I'm comfortable with myself. And so I don't look for external things to hate just to make myself feel better, or at least not anyone who's not named Donald Trump this morning. I do hate him over this. Really struggling with my hate lately. This is just such an arbitrary mess to bring into the lives of these people. One of the women who's serving has flown more than 60 combat missions for the US Navy. Her lawyers think that her training alone probably cost $20 million. And essentially, we're kicking her out of the military because we think that she lives an undisciplined lifestyle. If you go up in an aeroplane and drop bombs on America's enemies, you've got to be pretty disciplined, I gather. It's the judgy tone of the ruling by Trump that is so hard to take, effectively saying that if you don't identify by the gender you were assigned at birth, you're a bad person. That kind of judgment. I mean, I think he says undisciplined and various other things. I mean, honorable, truthful. It's like Donald Trump is undisciplined. He's dishonorable. He's a liar. But just because he was born with a certain set of genitals and continues to go by he, him pronouns, he gets a pass. And that's the double standard at the heart of this. That's an obvious truth, but it's not one that's really been pointed out in the reporting, which is very much stuck to the law. There was a ruling in the UK in April that the UK Supreme Court said that the biological definition of the legal definition of a woman is linked to biological sex. And it caused a lot of uproar in British society as well. Obviously, these issues are complicated. And it's very difficult to say the right thing for either side. You're encouraged to pick a side by both sides. It's a lot like the conflict in Gaza. I will say that the trans people I know are living honorable, dedicated lives, and they're serving the United States far more than many of the people who are not trans. And when you really look at it on a personal level like that, all these kind of logical questions and arguments about who defines what as what become a distraction that's very powerful for the right. It divides even the left people I know against each other. It divides women against women, women against men. It's a very effective way for the right to disempower communities. I always go with this thing. There was a friend of mine had a quote on the wall. I think it's Frantz Fanon, but it said, if my liberation is bound up with yours, then we have more in common than we don't. And whenever I'm tempted to be drawn into some sort of culture war on the left, what I tend to do is think, is this in our interests or is it in the interests of the people who are trying to keep us down? And that's what this trans ban's about. It's about dividing people who otherwise would unite and be a threat to the power of the white guy in charge. So I think my name's Matt Davis. Thanks for letting me read the newspaper so that you don't have to. It's been a not very fun one today, but it's very important to pay attention to what they're doing, I think. So I appreciate you. Thanks for letting me read it.